Ethan Caldwell had spent 20 years building a huge Montana ranch, but somewhere along the way, he stopped asking one simple question: how much is enough? What if the person who finally teaches you the price of greed isn't a rival, a friend, or even a human being, but an old horse you almost forgot? At 52, Ethan owned hundreds of acres, cattle, barns, and money. Yet he always wanted more. People called it greed. Ethan called it ambition. An old chestnut quarter horse named Boone watched him from the pasture. Boone was 18, with a white blaze and a small white mark on his left front leg. He had been with Ethan from the beginning. But success had changed Ethan. Boone now spent most days alone. "He's too old to be useful," Ethan told his foreman, Cole. Cole looked at the horse. "Some things are worth more than what they produce." Ethan laughed. "That's not how business works." Soon, Ethan began buying land. When rancher Walter Hayes suffered a bad season, Ethan offered far less than his property was worth. "My family has worked that land for 60 years, Walter said. "I'm offering you cash today," Ethan replied. Walter signed. As he prepared to leave, Walter looked at his fields. "You did what you had to do," he said quietly. "That's business," Ethan answered. Boone watched. Months later, Ethan wanted the last property he didn't own. 3 families shared the land and its spring. They refused. "You're sitting on land you don't even know how to use," Ethan told them. One rancher answered, "It's our home." Ethan left, certain they would surrender. Then summer brought a severe drought to Montana. The spring became vital. The families rationed water. Ethan had plenty. Instead of helping, he tightened his gates. He told himself he earned it. Then came a storm. One October night, rain hammered the valley. The creek rose and flooded the pastures. Ethan ran outside to move his cattle. Then he noticed something missing. Boone. The old horse pushed through a loose fence and disappeared into the storm. Ethan grabbed a lantern and followed, finding Boone beside an old wooden gate. "Come on, old boy." But Boone wouldn't move. He kept staring through the gate. Ethan raised the lantern and saw cattle from neighboring ranches trapped behind rising water. The safest route to higher ground was through that gate. But the gate stood on land Ethan had purchased, and the lock belonged to him. Boone pressed his nose against the gate. Again. And again. The horse wasn't asking for anything. He showed Ethan what needed to be opened. Ethan stared at Boone. For years, he believed ownership meant control. That night, the horse made him question everything. Ethan unlocked the gate. The cattle moved toward higher ground. By morning, the storm damaged his barn and fences. Then the ranchers he had pushed away arrived. Walter was among them. "You came?" Ethan asked. "You needed help," Walter replied. "They worked without asking for payment." Ethan stared. He collected land to feel powerful, money to feel secure, and property because he believed more meant more. Yet when he needed people, he discovered something wealth could never buy: trust. That afternoon, Ethan returned to the barn. Boone stood quietly in his stall. Ethan rested a hand on his neck. "You were trying to show me something?" Boone lowered his head. For the first time in years, Ethan wasn't thinking about profit. He was thinking about what he had taken. Walter's farm. The spring. His neighbors' trust and respect. He had spent years saying, "That's business." Now he understood what those words had cost him. Over the following months, Ethan changed what he could. He sold properties, restored the spring, and helped rebuild Walter's ranch. Some forgave him, others didn't. Ethan learned that changing your behavior doesn't erase the past, but it can change what you do next. Boone remained in the pasture. Ethan visited every morning. One morning, Ethan looked across the valley. For the first time, he didn't see properties waiting to be purchased. He saw homes, families, and a community that had given him more than he had ever given back. He rested his forehead on Boone. "You taught me something I should have learned years ago." And Ethan finally understood. Greed never made him richer. It only made him blind. He believed everything had a price. An old horse showed him that the things that matter most never did. Before leaving the pasture that day, Ethan looked back at Boone once more. He remembered the days when he had no great ranch, and how the horse had stayed beside him even when Ethan had nothing to promise. Having more doesn't make you richer when greed causes you to lose the trust and respect of the people around you. Wealth can buy possessions, but it cannot buy back trust once destroyed. Sometimes, an animal can show us who we should have been all along. If you were Ethan, what would you change first after realizing that your greed had cost you the trust of everyone around you?